Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the ever-exciting Rohan campaign with Divide and Conquer. I'm still actually running version 1.0, and as far as I've been aware of this for weeks and weeks, months and months. I'm a few versions behind, but I'm afraid of upgrading due to save compatibility, and I have been procrastinating looking at whether it is save compatible or not. That's definitely something I want to do very soon. I believe Divide and Conquer is currently on version 1.2 and they're working on 1.3, or it's either working on 1.2 version currently 1.1, something to that effect. Anyway, I just wanted to quickly point out that I do know, in fact, that I am on an old version, and there is a new version, perhaps if you were thinking of getting the mod. I've noticed that shit's getting real very quickly. The Witch King of Angmar himself sounds incredibly embarrassing. Did I not build a tower? It seems I didn't build a tower, which was the entire point of getting ailment up here, but here we are. The Witch King of Angmar is apparently riding solo, but he's down here, which is incredibly weird. In addition, we've got Akorahil, the Blind Sorcerer. He has joined the invasion, and he is marching for Isengard. Now, we don't really have much in the way to stop him if he so chooses, to perhaps make a stop at Alberg. I mean, look at his movement. It is ridiculous. All I can do is assume that he is moving towards the invasion target and not much else. Fennis Druenen assaulted Drunen. This is apparently the home territory, the home turf, if you will, of the Rangers in the north. Elves and Rangers alike have much to fear this day. Of course they do. The Rangers that guard this region will fight the enemy using every weapon they have. Knives, bows, sticks and stones, maybe like a drinking straw if necessary. We are doing actually quite well in the rankings department. If we were to look and perhaps check versus top 5, well, we are still nowhere to be seen. But is there not a neighbors filter? Custom selection, neighboring factions, here we go. Okay, so here oh well, that's disappointing. I was hoping we would be, at the very least, higher than Dunland. Higher than the clans of Enedwythe, but they're actually quite high up there. The Shadow of Mirkwood as well, quite high up there. The Ents, man, they flatlined. They well and truly have flatlined, much like the Realms of Galadrim. Some of you are saying that if I don't move quickly, the forces of evil will overwhelm and swarm the forces of good. Apparently that's how Divide and Conquer is going to run. And to that I say, you're probably right. So that's why I want to move with all haste towards my objectives. I want to build many strong armies to win the day, to carry the day. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but we do actually have a mission to capture Tirith Anduin as well, and we are well on our way to doing that. I think a few turns from now, and we will have begun the siege. It's all farmhand, pikemen, shit like that there as well. Remnants of Angmar have declared war on us. So have the Haradrim tribes. The Haradra Cube. I'm sorry. I cannot pass up an opportunity to do a Deckard Cain impression, which of course is a gothic impression of Sean Connery. We have a bunch of troops on the border with the Dunlandings, but I almost feel as if it would be smarter to stash a bunch of units, specifically archers and even pikemen, in Isengard, because they're coming. They're coming for us. Big time. They're coming hot. They're coming heavy. And I don't know if we can resist. Now, I do want some more cavalry though, so we cannot recruit any cavalry anywhere. Of course, we still have a shortage of stables, it seems. We'll have to recruit 2 units of riders in Edoras for now. Why the hell not? And we will need some additional garrison troops, perhaps. We currently have some archers I want to send there. I definitely want missile units in Isengard. We can send maybe these dudes as well. Get these guys in Bregnus with old Aldwulf, who is currently retraining troops. Good on you, Aldwulf. Well done, old boy. That's what I like to see. We've got some Yorling archers as well, ready to rock. And we are currently sitting pretty on 5,600 gold coins. And I am completely 100% alright with hanging on to that for the most part. We could build a tomb in Isengard, though. I really want to convert Isengard quicker. 2,000 gold. Yeah, okay. Hilariously, me 30 seconds ago, I want to hold on to my gold. Me now. Fucking spend the gold. I want hookers and blow. I want whores. As Robert, King of the Seven Kingdoms, would say. Whores, Eddard. Or Ned, he would call him. Ned. I'm sorry, I'm just completely unfocused. 100% unfocused. Let's end the turn and see what these evil assholes do. Interestingly enough, the Witch King of Angmar himself is getting schooled by a bunch of elves led by Captain Hertassian. I'm not sure. Maybe the AI is making the exact same mistakes with the Witch King of Angmar as I did. I don't know if you guys have watched my Mordor series, but I'm pretty sure the Witch King of Angmar dies in like episode 8, defending the Black Gate. It's not a pretty scene. It is hilarious though, so there's that. Okay, we can pretty much... I almost wonder if we can just dispense with the riders up in the north. And send them, dispatch them, even. Dispatch is such a good word. Dispatch them to the Western Front. It seems to me Akorahil, the Blind Sorcerer, is not actually all that interested in joining this invasion. He appeared from the mists and then promptly sat on his thumb and span, which was incredibly disturbing to watch. If only you were there to see it. I don't wish that upon anyone. Well and truly, it was disturbing to the nth degree. Oh, I wish I could erase it from my memory, but it was not meant to be. Okay, we actually have recruited a spy. Was it in Bregnus? It was. With Aldfrid, we were going to keep an eye on Dunland, was it? Or was I going to send him... Now, I know I built a smoking house in both Onadrith and Aldburg for precisely this reason. For spies in those regions, so I think I want Aldfrid to actually keep an eye on the Dunlandings to the north, but unfortunately I can't see much of anything.
I shall continue.
I see Boisil, who looks exactly like Hama did before he fell, which is weird. It's like it's a dead ringer. It's like a sort of doppelganger effect, it seems. We currently have another 5,600 gold coins, and we can blow it on buildings somewhere. Dunlestier, as far as I'm aware, has most everything it's ever going to need. Let's just take a look at the old list scroll there for a second. Edoras and Dunlestier, of course, are the most important cities, the most wealthy cities. However, I do remember a couple episodes ago I mentioned that I should be sitting on a sizable hoard with a D, of gold just in case I need to deploy my riders. So I think we'll be fine ending the turn yet again. Leowine making his way up through the north. I'm not sure... Okay, this guy has been slowly handing me a scroll every turn for the past video or two. I don't know what Gondor wants. If you want to get a hold of me, ring me up on the beacons. You know, like if you call me on the landline, I'm not going to pick up. But if you hit me with the beacons, That's where it's at. Okay, apparently the Witch King has proven his worth once and for all. And I'm very curious to see what he does. Eoman for sure can take him with his army once they capture Tirith Anduin. I almost wonder if Eoman and the riders alone are enough to destroy.
If only I could.
To destroy the old Witch King. Okay, we're continuing north with Leowine, whatever his fucking name is. Who knows these days? We're gaining more gold by the day. We've built some farms in Roshburg, and the population growth has not increased as such. It's pretty much remains stagnant. It's plateaued at about 12 people. It's quite a depressing sight when you think about it. You walk into town expecting a bustling village of activity, and you've got like an old woman. Oh, Eowyn. Interesting. Far-flung relative of Leowyn. Leowyn, perhaps. You know, you walk into town and you see a single old lady out on her porch knitting or quilting or any number of homemaking hobbies, and that's it. There's nothing. There's no people picking flowers. Nothing. Nada. De nada. So Akora Hill is actually beginning to make his way inland, and he is a turn or two away from besieging Isengard, and we don't have enough troops there. Can we get some guys there before he shows up? The answer is no, not particularly. It's not possible. I suppose we'll have to depend on our good friend Eomer to ride to his aid. Speaking of riding, we have 2 units of riders ready to receive free upkeep, I believe, in both of these forts. Okay. We'll deal with him when the time comes. For now, let's get situated in Tirith Anduin. We can besiege it, build some rams, like as many rams as we could possibly muster. Next turn, we will be ready to capture Tirith Anduin, and we will reap the benefits. Okay, look at this.
There will be much honor in defeating
the Varyogs of Khand have shown up as well under their General Kamik, and I'm not sure what I can do to fend him off either. I really actually may need to concentrate a lot of my troops in the old Isengard. Here we go. Unfortunately, we've had to gut your army there, Aldwulf, but I hope you can understand. It's a critical situation here. I feel as if we can build at least one building. At least one. Bregnus is actually quite a while away from upgrading, but I think if we were to build a chicken farm, that would make a good addition, and we would be well on our way. Not to mention the addition of the farmhand pikes and the like. Should we build a... Okay, we definitely need a meeting hall in Aldburg. Dunharrow, I think, is essentially useless. Yes, Edoras, not so much. We could build a tavern. I don't know what that would get us. Not much, to be honest. Edoras, however, is not going to be upgrading anytime soon, so perhaps we don't need to build any sort of building there. Onadrith, Dunlestir. I'm pretty sure Roshburg and Bregnus and Ginneard are the towns to watch for growth anyway. Ginneard is halfway there. Bon Jovi would be pleased to hear it. Okay, we have time yet for probably a few more turns at this rate. My gosh. We're doing very little. Okay, apparently Moria is under siege. The waters of Keled Zaram reflect not the stars, but the spears and banners of war, for Moria is under siege. Oh no. The majesty of Fanuidhal, Celebdil, and Carid Haras offer little comfort to the defenders, while... What the fuck is this stuff? Alright, you guys, if you know what Fanuidhal, Celebdil, and Kerdras are. I imagine they're landmarks of some kind within the Mountain of Moria. Or within the mines of Moria, rather. I would be most definitely interested to hear what the hell that was all about. Okay, Fulshwin? Is this another family member we're not going to give a shit about? No, it's actually the daughter of Aelmir. Fulshwin. Sweet. That's a pretty good name. Sounds like Falchion. Oh, shit. Captain Ulrad has shown up on the scene in an attempt to avenge Haldad. They have very similar names. Ulrad, son of Haldad. That would be a sort of Lord of the Rings thing to do. Okay, we are actually going to grab Aldwulf. We'll build an army right next to this fucking guy, Ulrad. Also sounds like the Soviet battle cry. Ura, you know. We'll get
Yes, my lord.
Aelmir. Oh, apparently we can't actually reinforce for the most part. Okay, that's very odd.
Your orders, my lord.
We'll get Aelmir to do what he can, it seems. And then I think we'll move the cavalry within Isengard. We'll have to bankroll them and pay for them, of course, but there's plenty of room to run around both outside and within the walls of... Oh, look at that. We actually have some troops to garrison right when we need them. What are the chances? Interesting. Yes, plenty of room to run around with the cav within and without. I get the feeling that we're going to be ending this episode early. I don't necessarily have the time to record either of these battles at the moment, although I assume that this one is going to be pretty brief. But I never know. Sometimes they run like 10, 15 minutes without me even noticing. So unfortunately, everyone, I'm going to have to say I'm ending the video here. We sped through some turns. Some developments have been happening with the invasions and whatnot, and we've set ourselves up nicely for some territorial acquisitions as well as some defensive battles here. So overall, I can't really complain with the progress, although you are free to do so. I'm just going to ask that you do it in an incredibly negative way. You were maybe thinking that I wanted you to be positive, but I would rather you were a complete asshole, because that's more hilarious. That's incredibly funny when people rage on the internet. I'm just here to have fun, you know. Anyway, you guys, I hope you enjoyed the episode. If you did, leave a like, leave a comment. Always appreciated. And for some reason, people are still amazed when I reply to comments. I'm telling you, I read every single one of them. Every single one. So do not be surprised when I respond. Anyway, this has been the old episode 19 of the Rohan campaign. As always, my name is Incoherence. I hope to see you all later.